Broken bell. Oh, Phyllis. I hope everybody is well today. I got so much work done today. Oh my goodness. Honestly, sometimes I feel like I get majority of my work done for my business on Sunday, which is so weird. Like, how much has the world evolved? Because like everything is open, everything is available. Sundays are like Mondays in most people's minds. So like, it was like Monday to me. I got so much done. That's why I'm so late coming on, because I ate like a fucking 4-course meal because I cooked it. I couldn't believe it. Fucking scallops, salad. Oh, I did such a good job. It was such an awesome day. I hope you guys had the same kind of day. And like my neck just started hurting all of a sudden. And I got this weird spasm in my back from sitting at my desk all day working. So I don't know if that's going on with somebody else, but like, I don't know, my neck just all of a sudden started hurting right away. And like my neck hasn't been hurting all day, so that was weird. Oh. Always take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Ooh. Ooh, I got some cracks there. That was nice. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If it doesn't resonate, don't worry about it. Always send your questions in telepathically, all right? So I can get the questions. If you're new, welcome. Let's do a nice big stretch before we start. Holy fuck, my fucking back. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. I feel better now. Back spasm, gone. Okay, I'm going to start off with the ruins. The Ruin Stones gave me an absolute beautiful reading for the collective today. So we're going to go along with that. They've been charging in the sun all day. Ooh, we have ice. Ice came out before. I do not know what the other ones are for, but I do. I'm slowly learning the Ruin Stones. There are so many. It's like a whole other language. There's the letter A, God, reference to God. Voice, actually, you know, G-O-D, the old big G-O-D came in today. You know how you can get those QR codes that you scan? Well, how is it that today I get a QR scan I get a QR bar to scan, and it says G-O-D in the middle of it? It was like 3 G-O-D 5, and I'm like, all right, God, you showing up today? All right, you're showing up today, I guess, in full gear. Okay, so God has shown up. Well, it's good to know that it's a good omen. Okay, and then X. Oh, that's not it. There's technically two X's, and this one's N, necessity, constraint, restraint, need, caution, delays, conflict, overcome. Okay, so this is the ice reading. So we did a reading this morning, Spirit and I, and we got the ice ruin with sun and the horse. So it came through as Pegasus. I'm not like Wiccan or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure Pegasus, actually, I think Pegasus comes from various mythology, not quite sure, but it came through the horse that was helping collective move from one realm to the other was going to end up being Pegasus. Okay. And like I said, I don't know much about the horse itself. I don't know anything other than the fact that Pegasus comes in and helps people jump from one to another. Okay. He's always a single horse. There's never going to be anybody on him for more than the amount of time that he needs to do the job. Cause he's like magical as fuck. Okay. So that's these beings that like a lot of, like collective has to realize how powerful these beings are, and where the folklore, our mythology comes from is usually actual, stories in some way. I mean, the stories come out sometimes as analogies. Like a lot of the Bible is analogies. Okay, it's not actual things that happen. A lot of it is just, you know, I mean, other than brainwashing, it's just supposed to help people do the right thing. Okay, so where are we going? Oh, okay, we're gonna use these ones. I picked a flower today. My first lily. Let's put Lily in the reading. There she is. Okay. So it's like, that's kind of like the sun, and the sun came in today, and like for the sun, instead of the sun, we're going to get a lily instead. So that's basically God. Okay. Like, I don't forge very often. And especially if I forge for flowers, I will take them somewhere where they're just growing wild. Okay, but this flower, I walked up on a business and fucking took. Which I fucking never do. But I had to walk and pick up my packages, and it was just sitting there by itself, kind of tucked in. And none of the other ones had bloomed yet. And I'm like, oh, little bloomy. So I just snatched her and looked behind me to make sure the police weren't going to arrest me. Okay, and then look at the yellow caution. I'm telling you, I mean, it means something, okay? Look at it. It's almost the exact same color. I tell you, God speaks in mysterious ways, all right, people? I had to find out the hard way on how powerful that motherfucker is, okay? Wherever the fuck he is, I don't fuck with him, all right? There's vampire. Whether the Bible's real or not, or if religion's real or not, I definitely believe there's somebody behind the curtain, all right? So with this, there's somebody behind the curtain of your demise, okay? So especially with the ice. It's like, what the fuck's been frozen on you? All right, haul it and forget it, but in reverse. It's like you can't even move on from something. They're going to make you stay in it, okay? Which is why, obviously, God steps in to say, you don't make my collective sit here like this, right? When they're doing everything that they can to grow, okay, literally. This would also be like your solar plexus energy as well, right? And that's kind of your knowing. I mean, if your solar plexus was really going to be anything, it would be your knowing. It would be your intuition. It would be your high priestess. Okay, there's so much in there that you have to unlock. And then that's why it's attached to your sacral, and on above is attached to your heart. Everything flows together. Okay, once you get once you're rooted, okay, and you understand that, you move up through your chakras, okay? So whoever this person is, again, I want to touch the flower. This is all your intuitive chakra. Okay, so with liar, it like now my neck hurts again. Like, this is so weird because like I did not have a neck problem today until I sat down all of a sudden to do this reading. So it's like somebody's been breaking their neck, okay, to devise a plan to move their life forward, yet it keeps being stopped because somebody keeps fighting you over and over and over again. For you to even move into your own future, they say no. Who the fuck would that be, that says you can't move on, other than somebody who's sucking the fucking life out of you? Okay, which is why there's vampire. Like, they're not telling you that you can't move on because they love you and they can't live without you, and this is really where you should be because they love and cherish you. They're telling you that you can't move on because then who are they gonna suck off of? Whose blood are they going to drink if you're not there? Look at Soap Opera Queen on the bottom of the deck. It's in reverse because I feel like at this point in time, whoever these vampires are, they have been lying for so long and they've been playing a role, okay? And this role happens to be a drama queen. So much of their life is based on the fact that they know how to act. And really fucking well. They have taught themselves how to react and act in situations, okay? There is lover in reverse. Okay, and hearth and home. What the fuck? Okay. This could be like an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend, doesn't want you to leave because, again, you're the energy that they want to suck off of. Like, you're literally, what do vampires do? They suck. They're succubuses. Okay. And like, they've been told to calm down. They've been told that you aren't supposed to suck off other people's energy. That's not what you're supposed to do. But they just really lie to themselves. Like, nope, it's my boyfriend. It's my girlfriend. It's my husband. I can suck as much energy as I want from them. They know that I had a hard life. They know what I'm going through. And it's like, again, you're still supposed to create your own energy for yourself. Okay. So this is happening directly under somebody's home, and they don't want to be a part of it anymore. They don't want to be latched onto anymore. You deserve your freedom. Okay. So maybe this reading, and I mean, there was another short reading about somebody escaping something. And like, this looks like, you know, along the lines of that same thing, being stuck in some type of loveless, freezing fucking energy. Okay. And the second you try to move, every time you try to move, they somehow block you. Every fucking time they fight you. And you don't fight back because you're scared of what they're going to do. Maybe this person's psychotic. Maybe they chased you down last time. Maybe they threatened to kill themselves. Honestly, I had this one boyfriend. But back in the day, though, like at this point in time, we're almost talking 20 years ago. And every time we broke up, that motherfucker would call me in some type of, you know, stupid trance because he was drinking and all of a sudden alone, and say he was going to kill himself. Every time. And I'm a server. I always have been. So I work weird hours. Okay. When everybody's out, you know, partying, I'm working. When everybody's sleeping, I'm out partying. Okay. It was like the opposite of everybody. So it would be like a Sunday night or a Monday night. I'd be out having my drinks. Okay. Having my good time, letting loose. And that's when he would call. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to end it. I'm going to fucking die. Did you fucking hear? Blah, blah, blah. But then when I was fucking there, he was a dick. He never spoke to me. He fucking was always mad. I would cook him dinner. He'd fucking spit it in my face. Like, he was the most disrespectful piece of shit in the entire world. But yet, when I left him, all of a sudden, there was the love. There was the tears. There was the, I can't believe you just left me. Oh my God, this one time, I just went out. We'd had a fight, and I was like, oh my God, I need to just get away from you and get the fuck out of here. So I left. I got in my car, and then my buddy from like a couple provinces away calls me, and I just loved that guy so much. I met him in Cuba, and he became like really, like, we became really close over the years. And so it was like the best conversation of my life. I hadn't talked to him for a couple months, and I was just like, and I could hear like my ex was beeping in the whole time, beeping in. He must have called me 40 times. Okay. I had to just pull my vehicle over to talk to Jordan on the phone. And then I was just ignoring his calls. I wasn't even looking at my phone. So I didn't even realize how many times he actually called until I looked at my phone. I turned around and went home because I literally was only around the corner. I barely even made it anywhere. He was bawling his eyes out. Where the fuck have you been? I called you a million times. And I was like, I was on the phone. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you getting a new batch of hormones today? And that's the thing. This motherfucker always loved to take steroids, okay? And he was just, he was naturally always full of rage. And then he thought it was cool to take steroids as if he was going to turn into Hulk Hogan overnight, which is what every dude thinks. Steroids do absolutely jack shit for you, okay? You can do that yourself. I've seen people do it on their own. So I know it's not fucking fake, okay? So he would be pumping himself up with steroids and all these hormones and just attacking me all the time. Every time I wanted to leave, every time I wanted to haul it and forget it and fucking move on, there he was saying he was going to kill himself again. Okay, it was so fucking childish. And then the next person he hooks up with has a baby with right away and tries to marry her. And I'm like, yeah, you want your home. You want your mommy at home with your kid at home. So then you've got a home, but you don't actually want to work for the home. You just want people there. And I've been in that situation where people don't actually want a relationship. They just want somebody at home waiting for them or giving them a stable environment, giving them a house, but that's not an actual relationship. That's a codependent relationship. And somebody's using the other. And I saw this meme the other day. It was super cute. It said, if you have a young son or an adolescent daughter, show them this post, who was like, you know, kind of starting to slack off in school or whatever, like show them this post. And it was this like kind of like model looking woman grabbing onto this like 80-year-old man on the beach. And it took me a while to kind of figure it out because, again, I'm dyslexic, so I don't see everything right away. And I was like, I see what you're saying. You're telling little girls and little boys to make sure they get their ass in school or doing something so that they don't have to end up on the beach with some 80-year-old taking his fucking money like Anna Nicole Smith. Okay? Apparently, she is a very popular country singer now, and she didn't actually unalive herself. She is a country singer and just living a different life because nobody would ever take her seriously after she married a 90-year-old saying it was all for love when she was 20 years old. Okay, we know that bitch was fully fucking lying, but to each their own. Women gotta eat, okay? But in this circumstance, someone's eating and this other person wants to get the fuck away from them. And they're going to keep chasing them and chasing them and chasing them and telling them that they have to be a part of this relationship. You can't get anywhere. Like, honestly, I like I said, I'm a server. Okay. So I generally serve men. Do you know how many men I've spoken to that have like almost completely separate lives from their wives? Okay, their wives are like at home and they're at the trailer. Their wives are at home and they're, or in the city and they're in the country. And I'm like, you guys just split up? And they're like, yeah, just for the weekend. She doesn't want to come here and I don't want to fucking stay there. So I'm here and she's there. And my father jumps up my stepmother's pussy every fucking day. He can't even see his daughters. Okay. He allows it though, because that pussy must be so fucking fine. I mean, it must be, because I don't know what the hell makes a man walk away from his daughters. Okay. Fully, completely acting like it's normal and it's just what you're supposed to do for a woman. Okay. I just don't understand it. The thing is that if they don't like you, they don't like you. It's not a reason why they walk away from you. They'll take any reason to just never look at you again. Okay, so that could be the same as this, like whoever this is, honestly, they have frozen you out of something, and God, G-O-D, has had enough, okay? And like, I can see him. He seems a little bit angry, okay? And he just like took this staff and like hit it on the ground and all this electricity went everywhere because apparently God can shoot lightning in my third eye, I guess. And he is mad. And I know it's him because he's sitting on a throne and he's angry. And it's not like, oh, someone's gonna, get a whooping tonight. He's so disappointed that you don't even want to come home. Those nights like, oh my God, I fucked up so bad. Like, it's not like my mom's going to whoop me. She is going to have a conversation with me and I'm in trouble. This is almost like I would rather get a whooping. I would rather somebody smoke me for doing something than have to deal with this. This is like, well, you got to sit down and write out what you did. And then we're going to go over it with the judge and we're going to go over it with the jury. And you're like, okay, yep, I definitely fucked up. Okay. Like, we all been there, done that. But you have to know when it's your ass whooping and when it's somebody else's. Okay. This person was told that their lies were going to hurt people and they didn't care. And my sister, man, she was best friends with this chick who thought lying was like the greatest thing in the world. That was her excuse. I'll just lie. I'll lie. I'll just lie about it. I can lie, right? I'll just lie. Oh, what's your husband gonna? Oh, who cares? I'll just lie. I mean, this woman was set on lying. Okay. And I never knew really people were like that. I was like, wow, you just got another lie just lined up, eh? Oh, and another lie. And like, I've been deemed a liar my whole life. And like, I purposely only tell the truth just to make sure that my stepmother and my father know that I never lie because they call me a liar, right? So if you're being called a liar, what do? You don't lie, okay? You constantly tell the truth. And this woman constantly lies that everybody calls her the truth bearer. Oh, well, she's already told us, and she told us the truth. Oh, did she? How the fuck would she know the truth if it doesn't have anything to do with her? How the fuck does she know the goddamn truth? Wait, she doesn't. She's lying, which is exactly why we brought this reading up, okay? Spirit doesn't lie, but you know what? People, they do, okay? And these people are under your fucking roof. Okay, I love you. Stay with me. And then they peace out. Like, okay, there's one thing to, take off for the weekend. There's one thing for like your husband to have like a fucking trailer or something that he goes to on the weekends or he goes hunting or something like that. There's another thing to just you know, have your husband up your ass all the time and you can never leave his side. And then there's the people who are never with each other. Okay, there's never going to be a perfect relationship. The perfect relationship is in your own mind, but there's the relationships that take mad advantage of you. And then there's the relationships that are so slacked off that you're like, why are you even together? What the fuck is the point of that? Like, again, probably just emotional. If people never see each other and are in a relationship, they're only there for emotional purposes. Okay, because they would need each other. People who are actually in a relationship that want to be in a relationship generally want to be around each other. And they will do basically whatever they can to be around each other. Okay? So that's when you've got to realize, because then there's the clingy bitches that won't let people do anything, or the clingy dudes that won't let their wives do anything. And those are the ones you've got to fucking watch too, because it's almost like they know that their spouse isn't happy, so they have to basically stalk them and control them in order to make sure that they're going to stay around. Okay, and then those women, there's no way they have jobs, because if they had jobs, they'd be able to put money away and eventually leave. So these are like barren women at home, locked up. They barely even get out if they could. So when they finally get out and they haul ass, they ain't going to turn around. Okay, this isn't, oh, okay, maybe I made a mistake. This is somebody who's been planning something, because all this person does is fight them and then suck off them. That's not love. Okay, that doesn't even have anything to do with love. Like, that's some twisted fucking nightmare in somebody's head that says, you know, let's just use somebody to get what we need instead of produce it ourselves. Like, gross. Grotesque. And they're a fucking soap opera queen, like Junkie. Okay, 911 emergency. They're calling 911 on this ass. Right? They do not like what this person is doing. And it becomes an emergency when suddenly you start to lose everything. Okay, like universe doesn't want to see you struggle like this. Like, I mean, there's one thing to mentally stay in a relationship because physically maybe you can't do anything about it. But then there's another thing when, if you're getting that abused, you need to get the fuck out. You need to find a safe haven. There are shelters. There are women's shelters. There are places for you to go. There are hidden houses. They're not all disgusting, infested with bugs and shit. I mean, some of them, honestly, especially with the women's shit, I mean, it's pretty fucking nice. Okay, like, because they're houses, you know, like, you don't really know that it's a shelter, right? It just looks like a normal house, and you get a room, and, you know, like, there are people that can help you. I mean, there is no way that somebody should be getting beat up. Okay, or, you know, to the point where they're just fighting them and taking their energy, because, I mean, abuse comes through all different sides. That's why I'm like, man, this person could just be psychologically destroying you, and I wish they would smack you in the face, because then at least you'd have fucking proof that they were doing something. But psychological torment is like, what do you do with that? When you go to the judge, he's like totally like brainwashing me in my head. Like, the judge is going to be like, I can't prove that. You can't prove that he's doing something in your head, right? Because they're not around all the time. What are you supposed to do? That's when you start, like, literally recording everything. You have to have cameras all around to watch what this person does. And, like, that's what the elderly do, okay? There's Fox Mulder. If there's shit that, like, you think that you can't explain that's going on, then you have to record it, okay? And you have to secretly record it. So then people get caught. OMG. We have Fox Mulder and Dana Scully were beside each other in the deck. Okay, like, they are, honestly, they only show up when they need to solve a crime. Okay, so there's been a crime that's been committed, but the thing is that it's so controversial in one dimension. It's not so much congested here. So this is a lot of stuff that's being done other places that, again, there's really no way of getting evidence for. Okay, that's why Fox and Dana show up, because then they will prove what's going on. Fox will find the evidence. He will know that there's a cover-up going on, and Scully won't be able to deny that. So whoever, maybe that's what it is. So I think Collective called 911, okay? And then Dana and Fox showed up, okay? And they did the investigation on everything, and that's why they took it to God. I mean, the way that sometimes, honestly, the way that these characters play out in our lives, because it's the X-Files, right? the way that they play out in our minds is that sometimes it's not so far-fetched, right? Like, because there are so-called the men in black. There are sometimes FBI agents, you know, you watch those weird documentaries, they'll be like, you know, these 2 FBI agents showed up and it's, you know, it's a missing kid or it's, you know, a kidnapping. And it's like, that's not what the FBI is there for. And like, they just show up and then they leave, you know, like why would that happen? Okay. Like there are so many conspiracies and shit that happen that like, they're not, General Pop is not going to let you know what's going on. Okay. Like, oh, they're going to keep it under wraps. Okay. So whatever this is, they're like, whoever this is, it's not like they're running around talking about it to everybody going, oh, I totally sucked the life out of my wife. Oh, you have no idea. She's never going anywhere. She's going to stay with me. I fucking imprison her and I chain her to the bed every night. You think they're talking about it? Fuck no. Okay. So that's why when you call 911, it's hard to prove. So you get the FBI agents that show up so then they can start putting the evidence together on what you feel you can't prove. So then you've got what you need to go to the judge and jury about it. Right? There's Warlock. I'm telling you, I do think that there is some type of like fucked up masculine energy here that is kind of taken or using their power in distress. Okay, there's Loser. Like, oh, and Bouncer right underneath. So he's being escorted out. Okay, he's being escorted out, which is why the feminine got the energy to call 911, because obviously she knows now either her husband is wounded, okay, can't fight back anymore, he's drunk, okay, or he's passed out. Okay, there's Ghost with visitation, okay, and then exit. Okay, and then there's the twist of events that somebody never saw coming with the oldies but goodies. Okay, so you know what? This relationship probably started off really good, but just because it started off really good doesn't mean it's going to end off really good. Isn't that the whole picture perfect relationship? If it starts out like, Bells, oh, we had like the greatest time and we made love every day. And then 3 months in, he was chaining me to the bed every night and telling me that I couldn't go to work anymore. And it's like, yeah, see how that took a turn? That took a fucking big turn, okay? So this was a twist of events that somebody felt like suddenly they weren't going to be able to get out of because it started really good. And you know, those people that talk about their relationships and how good it was in the beginning, and then all of a sudden they die and their friends are like, all she said was that the relationship was fine. Like, she cried sometimes, but I mean, look at it. And then there's pictures, you know, looks picture perfect. He took her here, he took her there. But then she, you know, came over to my house and changed, and she had bruises all over her back. And she just said she fell, you know, like, it's going to be something like that. And it's going to be finally like, somebody's going to be like, okay, you can't do that anymore. Like, there's a line that has to be drawn where all of a sudden a masculine's going to step in and be like, you're getting abused? Like, you can't get hit, okay? Like, you can't say, well, I deserved it, or I pushed him over the edge and it's my fault. That is, you know, something that people do to protect their abuser, because they're being told by their abuser that they are the problem, when no, normal people don't abuse other people, even when we get upset with them. It's called, we deal with it maturely. People who use their fists are not mature. People who use their voice to control and brainwash are not in control. Those are not strong people. Those are weak people knowing that collective can walk away at any time, and they try to board up the door so then you won't go anywhere. Okay? So somehow, maybe a twister comes in, you know, and fucking destroys your house so you can finally run away because everybody else is there, and what's he gonna do? Right, fucking chase you down in front of everybody? Okay, it's like somebody almost has to make a run for it. Like, I don't know if there's a parade coming up, fucking run through the parade, okay? Like, honestly, like, whatever it is you have to do, there's that hand, you know, that hand signal, okay? Even I know that. They go like this, okay? And it means they've been kidnapped. I just got the goosebumps. So I don't know if somebody doesn't know that, but you go like this twice, and you put it up so then somebody can see. And that means that you are being held against your will. Because I don't know if you're being held against your will right now and you're just watching this video because they allow you to have a phone. I don't know. I've got the goosebumps all over me. So, like, whatever this is, I mean, this person, I don't think this person is going to hurt you in any way. I think the whole beating up thing is usually just a facade. They do it so then they don't have to beat you up, you know, and unalive you. They do it just to control you. So anyways, geez Louise, 2917. Wow, that was a deep message to start off with. Wow. Wowie zowie. Damn right, Meredith. Talk classy, act nasty. All right. Next message. Here come the psychic sweats. Okay. Whoa! I'm sorry, girlfriend. For all those that are new here, welcome. Welcome to me, Whitney Moon. I am Whitney Moonshine, aka Moonshine Tarot. Take what resonates and leave the rest, as I always like to say. And if it doesn't resonate, then don't worry about it, all right? What up to everybody? What up, what up, what up? Happy Sunday night, y'all. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, and now you're kicking it with me. Thank you very much. Ooh, we have our first card. The Witch with Flight. Whoa. Those cards kind of did take flight. There's Midnight with Gremlins, and Help Me with The Exorcist. Gremlins was in reverse, and I kind of feel like the reasoning why I'm getting Gremlins in reverse is because I feel like it's a possibility that somebody's been asking you to help them, and it's a witch. It's not a good energy. I'm not that I'm saying witches are bad, but I'm saying this person is trying to, it's almost like they're trying to lead you somewhere so then they can get somewhere. Okay, and that's going to change tonight or change very soon, but it's most likely going to change it tonight. She is possessed. She's a very negative, dark energy. And you are not to help her. It's not your duty to help her. It's her duty to help herself. She has her own mother. Okay. And unless you're an exorcism priest, okay, or somebody who can perform exorcisms, absolutely by no way can you help this person, okay? Honestly, you really can't. There's nothing that you can do to help this person, okay? They are, I just heard on a very wrong path, okay? They're working with other women, okay? These other women are very shady, okay? And this is all like, you know, this is when people help people just to make the videos. You know, like they see a puppy on the side of the road and they get their phones out and they only rescue the puppy so then they can make a video, right? I feel like so many people now are acting like these heroes because they can record it, okay? And then maybe they'll get some likes and maybe they'll get some followers because they look like a fucking hero and blah, blah, blah. There's Earth, okay, with Nosferatu, where I feel like, and then Animal Instincts, okay, so Nosferatu, she calls to him. Okay, she calls to him. She brings his energy in and she awakens him. And that's how I feel like what this witch is doing. This witch is activating energies. Okay, and she has her own help. She can make her own magic, do her own spells, okay? And if she's possessed by something, then grow up and get rid of it yourself, okay? Like everybody else does, or they ask for help. They don't go to somebody and try to switch lives with them. Like, honestly, like now I kind of feel if this is some type of twisted witch in your circle or in your coven or something like that, or just around you, some magical person, okay? I think what they're trying to do is they're kind of trying to switch a few things in your life, okay? So then they can get some things, and then they don't have to save themselves, right? If they can just siphon off of something that you have, then they'll do that instead. And this person's like, I just heard looking right at your face and smiling. So this could be somebody you work with, you know, that again might not have. It's somebody who has less seniority than you in this world. Okay, so whatever that means, if it means less seniority on YouTube, on Instagram, at work, okay, sobriety, I don't fucking know. Okay, they've got less than you. And that's why instead of, you know, if this was like a burn victim, instead of going through the process of getting all that dead skin removed and rejuvenating it and growing their own back and doing skin grafts, they just want to remove your skin and put your skin on. Okay, which is why, again, it's an analogy. It's not actually what's happening, okay? Although I do kind of feel like the movie Face Off with Nicolas Cage back in the day is something they do, okay? I just want to say that. I mean, people just all of a sudden look like they're 10 years old. And that, I don't think is, you know, what if they're growing, you know, clones and taking their faces off or something? Like, I don't know, okay? I don't fucking know what they're doing. It's so creepy, and I don't want to know what they're doing to just look forever young, okay? Because I am looking forward to aging. I think I'm aging very nicely, and I like that aging is a form of beauty. You earn it, okay? And if you take care of yourself, then aging is one of those things. As you age, you're going to feel more beautiful because you're more mature. And I also feel beauty and wisdom are mixed together. Okay, so you know how women get that fucking mirror spell on them? Fucking mirror, mirror, blah, blah, blah. Make me look like somebody because I don't like my face. Okay, and then there's other bitches that have that mirror spell, and all they ever do because they hate themselves so much is they see like nasty things come through their face because they're a nasty person. Okay, and they let anything come in and invade their body. So all these demons are coming through and showing through their face, and they can see it. Okay, so all these like different spells that people can like do with their face, okay, is like super fucking scary. Okay, so whatever this person is, it's almost like, I don't know if they're trying to switch phases with you, okay, or if they're trying to switch bodies with you, or trying to take your job away from you so then they can take your hours away from you, right? They're almost like like maybe possibly trying to copy you in some way, become you, okay? This is very scary because what they're doing is it sounds like really they're like trying to switch lives with you or something like that. They're trying to lead you somewhere so then they can do this swap, and they come out all beautiful and you come out all fucked up and haggard. And you're like, what's going to make me take that deal? Like, I mean, really, like, you think I'm just going to walk up and do that? But like they can do some type of witchcraft. So they think that they can just do it like a mirror, you know, like they think that they can just do it. Like, that's how dumb people are is, you know, if there's a spell for it, then of course people are going to think that they can just do that spell and then poof. Again, a lot of spells are analogies. You think your face is just going to change overnight. It's not like the movies, okay? It would be slow changes over time. Okay, and like you can do that magically on your own. You don't need to go and take somebody's essence or somebody's, you know, like gross. I don't really know what this is. This seems fucked because now I'm getting that movie. Because you know what this is? I feel like this is just dragging me down a really very bad road of like with people that I don't really want to go down because I don't do with that. I don't do that stuff. So I feel like whatever this is, it's spirits warning you that there is some type of hunger for you. Okay, there's a witch that's like honing in on you. Okay, she's really trying to somehow unalive you and suck all the guts out, or just, I don't know, maybe it's like that part of the other movie. She's so possessed and she's so far gone that somehow she just wants to jump into another body because she's saturated her temple. You know, she's shit and pissed in it. She's let everybody else shit and piss in it. And she's fucked this body up and she doesn't want it anymore. Okay? So she thinks she can just go and get another one. Again, in what fucking realm do you think you're going to do that in? But anyways, I don't even want to know. There's a hunger out for you, though. That's for sure. Trap. She wants to trap you. She wants to trap you. She wants to get you somewhere. And I'm getting this movie, I forget what it's called. Which is probably a good thing I forget, but I forget what it's called anyways. It has Michelle Pfeiffer in it, and Claire Danes, and Robert De Niro. Okay, and that is all I'm going to say, okay? There's my fucking landlord. Prick-ass motherfucker. Still hasn't fixed my stove in a month. I just gave him $2,000. Oh, I got the wrong stove. Sorry about that. It's going to be a couple more weeks. Or can you just not fucking afford it and you're just going to make me live without an oven, you fucking piece of shit. Oh, obviously, I've never seen my landlord once while doing this. He's just walking in the backyard right now with somebody else. Fucking looking at everything, just scoffing his head. Anyways, this movie that I'm getting, it's literally Michelle plays a witch, okay, and Claire Danes plays the star. The star is full of essence that the witch wants to take. Okay, super creepy movie. And like, it's not a horror movie or anything. I think it's a fun kids movie, okay, which is what's even weirder. Okay, and I'm pretty sure Robert De Niro is actually gay, but I mean, that doesn't mean anything. I just don't know why these actors play straight men in real life when really they're gay. Like, because most of Hollywood is gay. I hope you guys understand that. Like, just because they're married to significant others that are opposite sex, they're just hiding. That's what they're doing. They're just hiding. They're just producing offspring that look good so then they can still bang and rub against pussy. Oh, it's so sad. The Hollywood Hills are probably the saddest hills in the world. Really. Honestly. I'd rather be broke living in a trailer park than be a millionaire next to Travis Barker. Honestly, I really would, because I don't want to know what that life is. Never. I don't even want to touch it. And I know you could say, oh yeah, bullshit. Like you wouldn't take a mansion in the mountains. Nah, man, not all bitches swing that fucking way. And trust me, I don't got to prove it because I already have. I've had 3 ex-boyfriends over the last 10 years that have been millionaires. 3. I just want to say that one more time. 3. Okay? And not one of them I've taken as a boyfriend. Not one of them. One of them was so sad I wouldn't date him. He actually wrote me this most incredible love letter in the world. And I was so fucked up that like I didn't really know what I was doing. So I was like, I'm so sorry, but no. If he had written me that love letter now, I would probably marry him. But I mean, my love don't cost a thing, okay? I just literally heard that because it doesn't cost me anything. It wouldn't cost a man anything to get with me. It's all personality. And again, like I don't have to prove that. I already have. So I don't have to prove what I like and what I don't like. But I have actually dated 3 millionaires. And it's not about money. It never has been. And when you get over that shit, I mean, I still live in the ghetto. I got my own money. I got a job. I got what I need. And I am where I am because there's not really any other choice. So think about it this way. If I wanted to just fucking date somebody and get out of here, trust me, I could, but I won't because it's not going to go that way. Because if I don't get out of here on my own in the right way, I'll make my father pay for it in some way. Okay, so that's the thing is like you gotta own your shit. Okay, you gotta own your shit because whoever this person is really thinks that they can come in, switch some shit, and you'll never notice. And if you are my collective, which I know that you are, you will know what I'm talking about here. That somebody wants to switch your shit, okay? They want to come in, they're all blasted, and like, honestly, they're so possessed with something. I wouldn't be surprised if whoever this person is majority drunk, or they act drunk, or they're just really dumb all the time, you know, walking into things, you know, not paying attention. You ask them a question and they're like, what? And it's like, what the fuck? Are you even here? Like, no, I don't think you are. Okay, so this person is like very, and this is the person that wants to swap you. Okay, so stay away. Honestly, stay away from people right now. If you don't trust somebody's energy, don't. Okay, don't be around them, and like block your shit. Okay. Take it from me. There are so many apps out there that can put so much protection into your phone that people cannot break into your phone if they fucking tried. Okay, honestly, do some shit with your phone. Okay, I'm teaching my sister how to do it now so she can get her phone all locked up, because I'm pretty sure her stalker is in her phone. Yes, we both have stalkers, which is unbelievable if you think about it, because she was like, I have, like, and we actually just found out yesterday that she has a stalker, and she's had a stalker for a while now, and I don't really understand, because like we see him and like I don't know. Anyways, it's fucking really weird. So I've got to amp up her security now on her shit, because this guy's fucking creepy as shit. Okay, so it's just like, honestly, there are people out there that want your energy. It might not even be like, I mean, again, there's this other guy my sister serves all the time, and he has a stalker right now. This chick he went on one date with. That's it. Okay, she wrote him a song, and like she fucking follows him to work, and like it is brutal. Okay, and my sister went on a date with that guy, and it didn't work out, and now he's being stalked. And like, so they were talking about it. They're like, what is the irony of this? Like, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, because they're both different people, and we know they're both different people. It's not like, you know, they're bullshitting each other. No, I'm like, people are crazy right now. Okay, I've had a stalker. My sister has one. She's serving somebody that does. They are everywhere. Okay, so that's why it's like, be careful. People want your energy. They really do. Okay, friendship with wonder of the world. Okay, so this person, whoever I'm picking up on, that kind of wants to like hurt you in some way, they might appear as a friend in your life and really try to push that friendship. Okay, really try to bend that friendship deep. Okay, trying to make it seem like your friendship is huge. You know, your friendship is the be-all, act-all friendship. Your friendship is going to take you to the end. And it's some type of energy that they're using. Okay, they're using you. And like, you know, I'm not gonna give all the details, but let me tell you, if you want to know if somebody's for you or against you, all you really have to do is do a couple favors for them, and then start asking for those favors in return. Okay? And what you'll find is these people that are using you, they won't return the favor. And if you ask them to, usually they'll give you an excuse as to why they can't. And then if you ask them again and repeatedly, you are most likely going to get a no until either they freak the fuck out on you, or they stop talking to you, or, you know, whatever. Okay. Like, people, you will know your friends from your foes. And I hope that you do, because I mean, there's a huge difference between people who are using you and using you for your money, using you for your fame. You know, maybe you have a lot of TikTokers or a lot of YouTubers. Somebody wants to get in on that platform. Okay. There's been a few people, to be honest, that I've watched on YouTube that will like meet up with other YouTubers. Okay. And one of them will have like significantly less followers than the other. And that's the one that's usually significantly less than the other one will use the one that's got the more followers. Okay. And like, it's usually dudes using dudes. Okay. It's super crazy. I don't really, I mean, I've only seen guys have a problem with it, teaming up with these people, and then they're like, you know, they just never see them again or something after the video gets 1 million views because of their subscribers. So it's like, be careful of like who wants to work with you, who could be throwing, you know, a friendship way too, you know, like way too out there. Like, if this person hasn't seen you for a while and they're like, remember, we used to be best friends, and now you've got this channel, now we can do our channels together. And you're like, it sounds like you're just trying to get off on my channel. And like, there was this community, this tarot community that messaged me on Instagram. And this lady was like, had messaged me so many times. And she's like, she wants me to do this paid advertisement with her, and I'll get paid for it, and blah, 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 and all this shit. And then I actually like did my research, and I looked into her, and I looked on the page and everything. And I'm like, she's not even advertising tarot. So I'm like, okay, I know that sometimes these deals look good and people can be like, I'll give you paid promoting, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, I don't really, right? But they always seems like you're going to win on some, like, people are not just going to hand you money, okay, for one. So don't think that this big corporation is just going to make you a millionaire, okay, by partnering with you. And at the same time, watch that even if you only have a couple thousand, or even if you think that your numbers are so low, there's people who have less than you and they want your numbers. Okay, so it could be something like that. They get into your life and then they start taking all your subscribers on you. Okay, so just be careful out there because everyone's hungry. Everybody wants a piece of something. And if they can just take it from you, then they don't have to work for it. Right? And that's the sadness that is some people, okay? This card came flying out, dreams. So that's actually nice because what Freddie will do then is Freddie will appear in your dreams and let you see what this person is going to do to you if you go into business with them. Okay, whatever that business is, whatever that contract is, he's going to show you what this witch plans to do with your energy. And then you can make the decision if you want to do it. Okay? Because you'll naturally do it in real life. So if you're somebody that doesn't remember their dreams, okay, honestly, it's okay because sometimes your soul does that. So then you don't have to really remember anything because you do have to go to work and live a life. Okay. And it's not easy to have really bad dreams sometimes. So if Freddie does appear in your dreams and tells your soul something, your soul will tell you. And the way that your soul will tell you is when you get around this person, suddenly you will feel kind of nauseous, kind of sick. You almost kind of say to yourself, like, I don't want to hang out with this person. Like I'm feeling like I'm double thinking this now. Like I don't want to put this video up. Like I then don't. Okay. That pit of your stomach is your intuition. That's the whole yellow that we were talking about. Okay. That's the high priestess intuition. And men are high priestesses as well. They have feminine energy inside of them. That feminine energy, if activated as their sacred feminines, okay, will unleash their intuition and their spidey senses. Okay. The things that allow them to know, hey, something doesn't seem right here. Something doesn't seem right, then don't fucking do it. It doesn't matter if you spent 3 hours recording the video. If you don't want to put it up, don't fucking put it up, okay? Because it's your livelihood too. And if they're possessed, they're going to get into your shit. They're going to get into your phone, into your YouTube, into your Instagram, into your subscribers, into your shit, and then they're going to turn your channel and everything that you're doing black, okay? Because they want your numbers. They're hungry for something and will not do it themselves. So if it resonates, then definitely I'm getting this kind of notion that you will have spirit in your dreams. Acknowledge this person. Acknowledge it's a trap, that you shouldn't do it. They're just trying to use you. Okay. And they're going to exploit the friendship as if you guys have been friends from day one. And this is the best thing you could ever done. And really you separated from this person back in the day for a reason. You really are not friends with them. They're kind of shady. And if you feel that way around them and you go like, oof, suddenly you get like the heebie-jeebies or something like that, or like you don't feel good or you want to go home, fucking do it. Don't push yourself to do something that you really don't want to do because like I said, it's your livelihood too. It's your fans. It's your fucking, it's your money. It's your advertising. It's your ass on the line too. So they don't get to just choose what they want out of this friendship because you've been so-called friends forever. Yeah, that's nice. You can't use what I've created to make your fan base, make your own fucking fan base, get your own fucking subscribers, So sometimes you got to play tough love. When it's your business, defend it because people will walk all over it and then take it from you. And then you're just going to be standing there crying because you didn't put enough privacy on your phone or enough apps on your phone that protected you. And your so-called friend went in your phone and took all your videos or some shit like that. Okay. Honestly, I don't really know. But if it makes sense, then know that like spirit's got your back. Okay. What up, Reese? Big hello, buddy. Welcome to the channel. This is actually a time of day that I usually wouldn't be on. So it seems like I'm getting some different people on the chat tonight because I'm not usually on here so late. So welcome, everybody. We've had like a substantial channel increase over the last little while, so I know it's all new. So welcome to Whitney Moon. Send your questions telepathically into this girl, and I shall answer your questions one by one if I can and if spirit allows. So hang in with the reads because these lives are actually really how we get a lot of energy out. I smoke a lot of weed on here. It's because I have like a lot of like pain and scoliosis and stuff. So don't worry, it doesn't make me all fucked up or anything. If anything, I have a spasm in my back right now that's just driving the hell out of me. So if I didn't have weed, I wouldn't be able to sit here. Let's be honest, Whitney. Okay. Take what resonates and leave the rest, like I said. I hope this resonates for somebody. This is the Labyrinth Major Arcana. I don't use the rest of the deck because it sucks. So do not buy the Labyrinth cards. If you haven't, don't waste your time or money because it sucks. It's an awful deck, but I like the majors. So we have the Empress here with the Dancer. So we have Aries and Gemini just dropped. Aries and Gemini dropping, eh? Okay. Then we have the Fool in reverse. Emperor in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune. Uh-oh. It seems like the Emperor and the Empress are on the opposite sides of something. They're disagreeing about something. And this could be like a fight or something, okay? And there's Justice on the bottom of the deck. So this could be a fight or something. I do feel like that this is some type of married couple. Although the Emperor and the Empress do not have to be together, okay, in certain decks. In this deck, they are, because it's Sarah's stepmother and her father, okay? They are married in the movie, okay? So they are husband and wife, okay? And the Empress is upright and the Emperor is below her. Okay, and Sarah's here as well. She is the Fool in the deck because she's the one that starts the journey. Okay, so she is the Fool, but she's in reverse. Because I feel like these lovers are clashing as to where they feel Sarah can go. Okay, and Sarah is a grown-up. She can do, like, I mean, she's not a grown-up, but she's like 16 in the movie or something like that, or 17. And like back in the day, 16, 17-year-olds were fucking married with kids. Okay, so it's like, I don't know who this person is, but this Emperor and this Empress are having mixed emotions about what they feel she can do, where she's supposed to go. And this Empress is standing her ground, and so is this Emperor. This Emperor feels like he's lost because he already lost one child. Okay, Toby's gone. So he's lost one child already. Okay, then he loses the second one. Okay, while the Empress is just sitting there doing nothing. Okay, she wanted to go out for dinner. Okay, that's what she wanted to do. It was this big, huge thing that they went out for dinner and blah, blah, blah. And Sarah had to play fucking mommy again. Well, Sarah's done playing mommy, okay? Because somebody's daughter is, you know, somebody's brother and sister is not their parent. And I know that a lot of us grew up with our siblings being basically our parents. Okay, they would cook for us. They were watching out for us. You know, like me and my sister, if I didn't have a sister, I would have been alone. My parents were never around, okay? Or, you know, and then as I got older, I was with my friends, you know, but if I like didn't have her, honestly, like at least she was always there when I got home. My parents weren't always there when I got home. My father worked a lot, so he was never home, but my stepmother was always home. That's for fucking damn sure. She was a sociopath. Okay, she still is. So it was like hanging out with fucking 3 different people all the time because she was fucking crazy, right? So I never really wanted to be at home. So thank goodness my sister was was there, okay, but my father wasn't there. And then once my sister and I left the house, he never came looking for us. He just sat there with his wife, okay, because some people, they don't really care about their kids. They just want their spouse there. And that's when we differentiate the good parents from the bad parents. The good parents that really wanted the job and chose to do it, and other parents that lied, said they wanted to be a parent just to control a spouse or just to keep a spouse around. And then once the kid came, I mean, honestly, these people, there's not really much that they have to do to prove, okay, that they were shitty parents. If you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, all that shit has already been proven. Okay, because they watched your whole life. They know that these people are shitty. These people can't just all of a sudden say, oh, I was a great parent. What are you talking about? God, I was there for my son all the time. And God's being like, no, you weren't. You know why? You know why I know you weren't there? Because I was there. Okay, and you weren't there. And that's why I was there. Okay, so there's going to be things that step up to say, you weren't there. Don't act like you were there, because I know that you weren't. Okay, and that's the Wheel of Fortune. And with justice, it means that justice comes after the Wheel of Fortune, which means these people get what they deserve, justice speaking. Okay, so I'm going to pull this deck, the Stranger Things deck, because they've got some really good cards on like characteristics of people. So now we have the Six of Strands, you know, that's Lucas's little sister, where she's just like tenacious as fuck. Okay, she'll just go up anything, down anything. Okay, children are, you know, resilient like that. Like they will do things, okay, just to try to see what's on the other side, okay? Nothing scares them. So I feel like maybe this is a part where it's like one of your siblings just took off, or they were always taking off because they didn't care. Obviously, your parents were never going to do anything. They were never going to watch out for you, okay? And then the Page of Strands, which is, that's Dustin's. Yeah, Dustin's girlfriend. I forget what her name is in the movie. I thought she was a little kid, but she actually isn't. She just looks very precious. And that, but that's the thing, is like maybe this stepmother, there's the Queen of Wands, okay, you know, maybe she did something to you. You know, maybe you were like super innocent and very tenacious and very, you know, adventurous and always wanted to do things. And she was just kind of hoping that eventually you were going to wander off and never come back. Okay. And honestly, I feel like if there wasn't another one of you, that could have been the circumstance. Like you were going to wander off one day and never come back. Like there had to be somebody else with you and watching you. Okay. That's why we have brothers and sisters, I swear. That's why women stopped dying at birth, because, you know, while they gave birth, almost because I feel like the universe had to start protecting women because they couldn't leave their kids alone anymore. Because what they were going through with dads, you know, like all of a sudden men turned into these massive pedophiles and fucking, you know, they're awful to their children. I mean, without feminine energies, masculines fucking run out of control. Okay, so it's like we were going to lose our population if women didn't stop dying at childbirth. Okay, so there's the Hermit and the Five of Wands. It's like, I feel like almost you had a very special gift, okay? And that gift is what keeps you alive. Oh my gosh, now I'm getting, okay, if you kind of look at these, they're very polar opposite color cards. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Stir of Echoes, but it stars Kevin Bacon, and Kevin Bacon's son gets kidnapped. Well, he thinks his kid gets kidnapped, but he doesn't, okay? The babysitter takes the kid, okay, because the kid is talking to her sister who's dead. And okay, because kids can do that. They can talk to ghosts, okay? So this kid that she's babysitting all of a sudden starts talking to her dead sister. And he doesn't believe, like the babysitter doesn't believe that the little kid is actually talking to the sister. So she takes the kid and goes straight to her mom. Well, it looks like the kid is being kidnapped. So all of a sudden, fucking Kevin Bacon, okay, this masculine emperor, he starts getting triggers. Okay, he starts getting this red flashing. Okay, suddenly he can see these red flashes, and he follows the red flashes that lead him to his son and the girl who kidnaps him, okay, at like the train station, okay? So it's like, if you didn't have a specific power, okay, you might not have stayed alive. Or if you didn't have a sibling, or, you know, okay, you might not have stayed alive because you very well could have gotten kidnapped or went somewhere else for a different life, you know, because your life was so bad that you only probably stayed because you had a sibling. Like, you weren't going to leave your sibling behind. Siblings don't do that actually care about each other. They don't leave each other behind. Okay. And it's just not something that you do when you actually care about your sibling. Like it's flesh and blood, you know, you don't leave them on their own. Okay. So, what's really weird is that I separated the Emperor away from the Empress by accident. But as you know, Spirit tells you there are no accidents. Okay, now the Queen of Wands is looking at the Emperor like, okay, what are you going to do? This Emperor has to do something. Okay, it's almost like Sarah can't get Toby back. This isn't the actual movie. This is just an analogy. If Sarah can't get into that dimension to get Toby back, then that means that the father has to go. The Emperor has to go and do it himself. Because the fucking feminine energy is just going to sit there. Okay? Because she doesn't want the kids around. So she wants the kids to get kidnapped. Which she's blaming on Sarah. Because Sarah says, I don't want Toby anymore. Okay? She wishes for the Goblin King to take the kid away from her because she's not the mother. The mother is the stepmother. Why is the stepmother acting like the daughter is the fucking mother? She's completely disregarding all the rules that she has to do as a mother. Everything that she's here to do as a mother, she's putting on the daughter. And it's not her daughter, it's her stepdaughter. Oh my God. So in order for the Emperor to even get the right information, he has to be separated from the Empress, or the Empress will block him from getting the information. But somehow the information slips through because somebody won't just stop at, oh, you're going to block my number? Okay, well, then I'm going to send you, oh, now I'm getting Harry Potter. I think it's the first one, you know, and the uncle tries to block Harry's letter from coming in, and then finally all these owls just fucking swarm, right, and just drop all the letters. Like, you want to keep trying to block Collective, okay, go ahead, but it doesn't mean that God's going to stop. It doesn't mean that the universe is just going to stop and say, oh, you put a couple roadblocks. What happens when we get roadblocks? We get detours. Okay, the road just doesn't, people can't just all of a sudden not get through because the road has to be fixed. No, we have to figure out a way to get Collective around it because something does have to be repaired. Okay, that's why once we get you around it, it's like, oh, okay, no, you want to, this stepmother wants to block your direct route to wherever it is you need to go. Well, then Spirit steps in and goes, fuck you, bitch. I'm going to tell her how to go around because you know how many roads are out here? You know how many paths are out here? And if she can't get to it by car, I'm going to show her how to get to it by foot. If she can't go it by foot, then I'm going to put a horse under her ass. And if she can't, you know, like someone's got your back somehow. Okay, because this stepmother is just going off of this lover's energy. You know, I get to dance the last dance with my husband. That's nice. Your husband's got kids. You can't just delete kids. And please, honestly, for the life of me, do not ever date somebody who has kids and think you can get rid of the kids eventually. Okay? And never blame the other parent while that parent is sitting in front of you because they want to go against the other parent. Do not take sides. Okay, honestly, like if you can't do it right, then don't do it at all, honestly, because like you cannot get into a relationship with some guy who's fucking beefing with his baby mama all the time, because honestly he's going to use you as a pawn. Okay, and then there's other relationships where people don't want kids. Okay, so instead of the kid, they try to get rid of them. Okay, and then they blame everything on the kid. They eventually kick the kids out of the house, saying that the kids are a problem, when this woman knows it's her ass that's the problem. And honestly, I hate this card. There's something about her, and I'm pretty sure, like, I haven't seen the Labyrinth. It's only been a couple of years, but I mean, you don't really see the stepmom, right? Like, you don't even really see the dad too much. So I don't associate with her. Like, my stepmother is awful, so like I generally don't look at step parents because I'm like, ugh. You look like my stepmother. You're awful. Okay. So, but I remember that bitch in that movie being like, I don't like her. Okay. She just seems to be up Sarah's ass the whole fucking time. Like, you have your kid, concentrate on him. How about that? And Sarah can just deal with her father. Like, you know, but you know, if a man doesn't have any fucking balls, okay, and really doesn't want to, like I said, be an actual father, then he will let some woman, okay, who's not the kid's parent, to just start directing everything that happens. Okay, and like those are cowardly men, you know, that really want to be controlled, and they want people to control their lives, right? Because they don't really want to be parents, they don't really want to be here, you know, so they just kind of bullshitted until they're gone. Like, and then it's like, oh yeah, thanks for bullshitting your entire life, because, you know, like I was attached to that. Like, awesome, Dad, that was really great of you. I just want to thank you once again for fucking with me. There's the Page of Pentacles. So she shows up again. Okay, so the message gets delivered, okay, and then you finally get peace, okay, because it's almost like you've had to run away from this stepmother and go, like, I don't know if you've ever seen Stranger Things, but that's Elle, and Elle, 11, has to go into hiding, okay, she mainly has to go into the water, but she has to go into darkness, and the water helps her get to her other dimensions where she can channel and she can find people, okay, which is what psychics do. We use channels, and for the most part we use water to get those channels, okay? So she goes into the water, okay, and that's where this other plan comes from. Okay, so she got, now I feel like collective has gotten around the stepmother, the evil stepmother, okay, and the collective has been able to separate the father in some way from the stepmother. Okay, somehow the kids got the information through, or are going to get the information through, that the stepmother is the one that is pulling all the reins here. Okay, and you know what I just got as I said that, you know, in the movie where she starts marking everything with the lipstick, okay, and then they start moving, they pick it up from the bottom and they move it on her. That's what the stepmother has been doing. So you've been trying to mark your way, okay, and she's moving your tiles. So then when you turn around, the arrow's in a different direction, and you're like, I swear I didn't come from that direction. She's fucking with you somehow. Okay, and now I feel like the Emperor is finally figuring it out. There's the King of Strands, King of Wands. As I look at this Emperor, I feel like something is finally gonna break through. Like, he's finally gonna get the message that the stepmother is the problem. She's the one that manipulates. You mark the evidence and she changes it, and it's been proven now. So for all those, again, I'm just getting tenacious. For all those tenacious people out there that won't stop, can't stop, you are successful at something here. And Spirit is quite happy about it. I mean, it gets this Emperor off his ass and doing something. And clearly this Empress needs to fucking kick dust. Yeah, exactly. She needs to get the fuck out of the picture is what she needs. And she's going to get a good kick in the ass, I feel like. I really do. Like, I just hate the look of her. She looks so smug. And there is the Ten of Swords. I mean, she's going to have to leave, and she ain't going to like it. Okay? She's not going to like it. She's not going to like having to get forced out of something. And, you know, she's been playing the puppet master for long enough. Really, the only person she's controlling is this Emperor. So once this Emperor gets the information, and he stands up for himself. Which, ironically, he's sitting down. Get up, you lazy fuck. Then we have the Star. There's Lucas. That's his little sister. And then the Eight of Pentacles. Something is going to work, okay? Like, I don't know if you're going to kind of get connected to possibly a new job or I just heard sequence of events, okay? Whatever this stepmother has been doing, it's been blocking somehow your ability to grow or change, okay? Add variety to, mix it up, okay? You've created a lot, and somehow those creations aren't, like, there's something that you're supposed to be doing creatively to make money, and you're not doing it. And it's because of this stepmother. She's been stopping you from getting into the tank and channeling, you know, the analogy wise, okay? She's trying to disconnect you from your intuition. Okay, which is what a bully would do, right? Obviously, you can say, I see the future, I can read your mind, I know what you're doing. She will debunk that. She's the skeptic in the room. She's the one that's going to say, no, you cannot read people's minds. No, you cannot move things. No, it does not matter what you say, even though she's like, I just heard like practicing witchcraft in a room. And that's very unfortunate that she's doing something to harm collective while pissing all over magic, per se. Okay? So, now that Spirit knows this is the person that's been disguising themselves as you, or trying to get you off your path, or fucking with your path so then you can't turn around. Okay, always making sure that if you leave, you don't know your way home. Okay, she's trying to do that. She's trying to get collective away from their homes. And it's worked because you're not in your home right now. Okay, and now they know. They know you're not where you're supposed to be right now, and they're trying to figure out why. And once they figure out, it's this Empress energy that's keeping you from your connections, okay, and from your true channel, you know, like from really opening up your skill set, really opening up your third eye, and trusting what you hear from Spirit. Really, it's like she's trying to keep you in a very low energy, controlled by her, listening to her, just like the Emperor does, right? Only listens to her. But collective is smarter than that. So it's like, if this is a nasty person, then you have to get her out of your head. You know, you have to get her out of your head because she's controlling your thoughts. She's getting you to do things how she would do it. And that's not how you want to do it. So don't do it her way. Do it your way. Find the way to do it yourself. And this Emperor is going to figure out, okay, that she's been sabotaging you. She's the reason that you left and can't come back because you don't know your way home, because she's changed all the tiles. Wow, that's a big fucking message, okay? So take what resonates if it does and leave the rest behind if it doesn't, all right? Oh, well, I'm glad it's resonating there, big guy. Is this a guy or a girl? I feel like you're a guy, but you might be a woman. Yeah, I do like using the decks. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I can channel just channeling, but I don't find that fun. I find that kind of like sometimes stressful. Because then, you know, sometimes I'm a little too, like, dyslexic, so I rather just read the cards and then I can really go off of it. But sometimes you will find that I don't really need the cards. But I love the cards because there are so many people that want to talk and so many people that want answers that it's really hard to get the answers out. And if I had to channel, like, just using my mind, I think that would be really hard. I think sometimes when I don't use the cards, that's more for personal readings. Sometimes I don't have to even touch a deck with personal readings because once, you know, you guys start talking, then the whole channel just turns on. I don't even have to touch a deck if that's the case. But for general, like, readings like this, then I think it's quite necessary to use the cards because there are a lot of energies and there are so many people that want to speak, you know, that, like, it's kind of nice to bring up the cards and then, you know, it's collective, right? And it's not just personal for somebody and it won't resonate with anybody else because you don't want that, right? There's two-sided. Okay, so collective could be possibly getting on the other side of something. Okay. So the first thing I kind of got is that there is two sides here, okay? And the two sides is there's the truth and there's the lie. Somebody is assuming that they told a lie about you, okay? And they're assuming that you would be really scared of them and you would just go away. And that was a horrible choice for them to assume, because they do not know how hard you are willing to work, and that you might have gotten beat your whole life, and as in it doesn't scare you anymore, right? Violence, being threatened with violence, doesn't scare people anymore in regards to when they've been threatened more than once with people who haven't done anything. So they kind of go like, yeah, okay, threaten me, you fucking idiot. Like, you're not going to do anything. Okay. And that's why this person, whoever this person is, somebody might threaten you. They might send you something and you just brush it off like, yeah, okay. See you later. Okay. And they're just that's just going to fucking piss them right off. Okay. Because they really think that they can scare you. And that's like, that just goes to show how pathetic people are, in a sense where like they feel like they can bully collective, still to this day, you guys are adults, like they can bully you and you're just going to submit. And it's like, okay, I mean, how long have you been here? Really? Have you been submitting your whole life? Because if you have, then like, don't listen to this. But if you've been standing up for yourself and kicking ass since the day you were born, they think you're just going to submit because they're chasing you around with a baseball bat. It's like, why don't you actually use the fucking bat? Because I know you're not going to. You're just chasing me around with it to make it seem like you're tough. But if you were really tough, you put the fucking bat down and face me, not chase me around with a weapon. Like, yeah, okay. Right? So somebody assumed that, you lived this kind of fluffy, duffy kind of life. Nobody ever did anything to you. Okay, you were just brought up on cotton pads and air farts. All right, just quafting in the energy of everybody, just living and loving, and I don't even know what a bad day is or a pimple. Are you kidding? Right? It's like, oh my God, people are so fucked. And like, I wish they would just concentrate on themselves and just, concentrate on how fucked they are, instead of like looking at somebody and going like, they're making life look way too easy. They're making life look good. They are making life look happy. Can you believe that? I'm going to shut them down. I'm going to shut them right the fuck down. I'm going to chase them around with a bat. Life's great. Yeah, fuck you. And it's like, are you kidding? Like, really? Okay, but some people are they suck so much. Like, they just suck. Okay? Like, and it sucks for all of us how much people suck. Because it's just such a waste. It's such a waste of energy. It's such a waste of what could have been. Really, you got to walk around threatening people and chasing them around. And, like, it sucks. There's the path with Krampus and the plane. Path in reverse, as in, I don't really feel like, this could kind of be like you're finding your way back to something. Okay, because Krampus knows. Okay, so what I'm getting from Krampus is he's telling me that a family was taken away from you that shouldn't have been taken away from you. Whether or not it was your direct family, your friends, okay, a boyfriend's family, somebody's family that you got really close with, okay, they were taken away from you, okay, and it was a very unfair fight, I just heard, okay, it was very unfair. Somebody fought dirty, somebody, like I said, talked shit, got you to run away or got them to run away from you, okay, and like you all really cared about each other, okay, so there's the boat. It seems like, honestly, it kind of seems like they're coming back in. Okay, and there's death with life, and then the girl and the ghost beside her. So what was dead comes back alive. Okay, that's kind of the message that I'm getting. The dead comes back alive. And it was a horrible choice, because this could be, okay, honestly, you know what I'm getting? This really sucks. You could have been with somebody and they had a brother or a sister or a family member that didn't like you, and they got you away from their brother or sister. Okay, whatever they did, whatever they said, you went running. Okay, and maybe not running, but you left. Okay, because they were gonna hit you. Okay, if you didn't leave. They assumed that you would just stay away forever. But what they didn't assume is that whatever the brother and sister is that they convinced to leave you, they never anticipated that that brother or sister would find you again, right? Because if anything, they would have made the breakup your fault. Okay, stay away from them. It's their fault. They're going to hurt you. They're going to put you in jail again. They're going to fucking fuck you up, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And they listened. Okay. But that was back in the day. They never anticipated that their brother or sister would find you again 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 fucking years down the road. Okay. And for them to actually stop and say something to you. Right. They never anticipated the feelings of their sibling. They just didn't like you. And honestly, my sister's husband was very much like that. Like he, once I started working for him, it was like kind of like nothing I could do. Like I worked like 10-hour days for him. Okay. I barely even saw him. It's not like you could say that he was annoyed by me. He barely even saw me. Okay. And once my sister started sleeping around and not wanting anything to do with him, so hence starting to hang out with me more, he started disassociating from me and then starting to kind of punish her for me, like, you need to get away from your sister. Your sister's this, your sister's that. Your sister's ruining our relationship. Your sister's meddling. What he never took into mind was that my sister was always messaging me. My sister never wanted to be around her husband. My sister didn't want to be there. I moved in to the apartment beside and into the house beside them because it was an apartment available. And my sister thought it was the greatest thing in the world because then I get to live beside her. And, at the time when her boyfriend was being nice / husband, he thought it was a great thing. And then all of a sudden it was, oh, your sister's going to bang all my friends. Your sister's going to ruin my life. Your sister's always going to be here. And my sister was like, and your point is, what if she does bang all your friends? What if she is here all the time? Like, what would you do with your fucking brother? I mean, when his brother, who's a fucking garbage bag, by the way, smells like garbage, looks like garbage, and will do anything for garbage, bangs everybody, but he's fine. And and you know what's so funny? Her ex-husband talked so much shit about me, said I was going to bang all these people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I moved to this town, population like 88,000. I slept with one person. You know how long I've lived here? 10 years. I've slept with one person in Peterborough. He went around telling everybody, oh, she's going to bang everybody. She's going to fucking ruin my life, blah, 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 fucking Whitney. Oh, yeah, Whitney. Oh, so hard to contain over here doing nothing, okay? So, like, somebody just fucking hates you, okay? And it's not you. It's just their inability to grow up, okay? And they don't want you around. And people won't, who are immature, won't use their words. So they're not going to say, hey, by the way, I have a problem with you. Hey, maybe you shouldn't hang out here anymore. Hey, I'm losing my wife. And I would have been like, you know what's so funny? Is this guy blamed so much of his marriage on me. Again, when I was like working, I had no idea what it's like. And my sister's off banging dudes I don't even know about because she won't tell me because I'm working for her husband. So she doesn't want me to know because she knows that I'll drop the ball and I'll tell people because I really can't I have loose lips. When it comes to people cheating and stuff, I tend to just blurt it out. And so I was so psychic that this was before I was even doing tarot cards. I was so psychic that I actually went up to her husband while I was working for him. And I said, honestly, I'm getting this really bad feeling from my sister. And I really wasn't around her too much, right? Because again, she was like banging dudes in like the city and like, other towns and all this shit. And like, again, I didn't know anything. And I was like, I think she's going to leave you. And he looked at me and I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm like, but I don't trust my sister right now. Like, and I genuinely loved my sister's boyfriend so much. Okay. You have no idea how much I cared about that guy. Like, he became my brother. He became like the brother I never had. So when I had to sit him down and have this like somewhat, I didn't even know, psychic conversation with him, where I really was like, I'm getting a bad vibe from my sister. Like, because whenever I was texting her or talking to her, she was like really distant because she didn't want to tell me. So she was being distant with me. So then she wouldn't tell me what was really going on, right? Because she didn't want me to worry. So I told him all this stuff. And then it turns out, like, I mean, they weren't doing well. And then she ended up leaving him and just like running out to her friend's house and packing up all of her shit. He then blamed me for everything. And I was like, how did you just blame me? Like, I didn't make my sister cheat on you. I didn't even know she was. I found out afterwards. I'm like, and I tried to tell you that my sister was unhappy. I tried to tell you that you had to be a better husband, and you didn't do anything. And then you blame it on me, who's trying to help you? Again, way to blame it on the medium, way to blame it on the person that's actually got your back, that's giving you insider information about my sister that, by the way, I never fucking do. I never give insider information on my sister, okay? What telepathically between my sister and I stays between my sister and I. I don't fucking talk shit, okay? But I knew that he was going to lose my sister. I knew it. But what I didn't realize at the time was that he didn't care. So here I am telling him all this information, trying to get him to give a shit about my sister and like about his marriage instead of just making money and dealing drugs all the time. I don't know, maybe you have to care about your fucking wife who's sitting at home, who you don't see or care about anymore because you're gone for 14 hours a day. And she left him anyways, and he fucking blamed it all on me. And I was like, you know what? I'm used to that. I'm used to going to the person who's just about to get dropped, just about to get dumped, trying to tell them that something is going to happen, and then they blame me. So I did eventually, I mean, now I do this. Now I just talk about it tarot-wise because I can't have friends anymore, because I feel like every time I do try to reach out to them because they are going to lose something or they are about to fuck up their life or do something, and they always get pissed off at me. Like I'm trying to rain on their parade. And I'm like, I'm sorry, your parade? You don't even want this. But you're going to argue with me right now at the crossroads when somebody's literally trying to take you down a path that you're not supposed to go on, but fuck me if I say anything about it because I've got your back and not theirs. Like, honestly, people, I mean, it kind of, honestly, it seems like no matter how good we can do with our friends and with our loved ones of trying to tell them, like, please don't do this, you're going to ruin your life. Sometimes they need to do it because they need to ruin their lives. Because unless they do it, they can't keep getting told not to do something. They eventually have to do it to find out for themselves. And that really sucks. But I always say, hey, you want to fuck around, then find out. At least you fuck around, you will get your answer, right? If you don't fuck around and you don't try, then you will never find out. So the whole fuck around, find out thing, it goes both ways. It goes to the people that are holding back on something that they know they should be doing, but they won't because somebody's controlling them. And then there's the people that think that they can do something through their entitled little fucking mind to go and hurt somebody, and spirit needs them to fuck around so then they find out what karma really is. Wow. I feel like that's the end. I feel like that was Otome. I'm like, that's it. If that was a drop, like if that was like a mic drop, that was it. I can't talk anymore. Like that was it. I'm like, spirit, that's it. I can't. I'm too tired. I can't channel anymore. So that's the last message. Okay. that just came through so well. Okay. I'm back to taking my chlorella. Okay. Which is it's this really awesome natural product that you can buy out there. It's plant-based, and it helps with metal in your body and stuff that we naturally absorb. It helps to get rid of that metal, okay, and kind of start to get it out of your skin. So like, you might be sweating a little bit more, but at least it doesn't smell or anything like that. But you'll get metal cleared out of you. And it seems like every time I start to take my chlorella, I'll get like this mind breakthrough where it's like suddenly the break in the clouds, like this clarity comes in so well, because that's what metal does. Metal, and it's in everything. It's in aluminum, it's in our microwaves, it's literally, it's in the fucking chemtrails. Okay, it's always, they want metal inside of you, because metal will help to break down your third eye, so then you don't get the intuitive messages, right? Because the metal is like, you know, kind of like that armor where it starts to fill you up, so then the only way that the channel can get into you is if there isn't any metal blocking it from being able to get into you. So the more you try to clear that out, and I mean, like, people do like metal detoxes for their kids and shit, because like metal is like in their baby food and stuff, and then their kids start glitching and shit, and like, it's like women and grown-ups glitch too. It's just we don't notice it as much because we think, oh, we're just getting old. No, you've just been massively poisoned by a metal. You just got to take a little bit of detox. And I'm telling you, like, I don't take much. I literally only take one capsule. I'll do it for like 4 days, one capsule after a really big meal, because it's really hard on my system. Like, it'll make me throw up almost instantly. And I'll do it for like 4 days, and then I'll take like 3 weeks off or a month off. And I'll do it for 4 days. And then like the breakthroughs with my mind, honestly, take chlorella if you can. It's like CHLRELLA or something like that. Chlorella, something like that. Anyways, it's amazing. You can just look up metal detox as well, of an organic way of getting them out of you. There's so many different things. Like, I mean, I'm in Canada, so what's available in the States isn't available here. So I can't do a lot of the things that you guys have. So I have to do it this way. And this is a product made in Canada. But if it's in the States, you get the point. Okay. I'm so tired. I had such a long day. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Namaste. Thank you to all the new people. Okay. Thank you for the likes, your subscribes. Thank you. You're amazing. All right. I hope I helped. And send those messages telepathically. Okay. Send them in, and I'll be back to do lives and readings tomorrow. All right. Peace out. Namaste. 134.5. 135. I love it. Spirit, you're great.